for my safe round here. Cause some girl won't behave round here.
Hi. LadiAuset, greetings, Aklaba, bless up. This is me, SiStAR, the recovering African who is enslaved in America, and who is a representative from the voices in the margins. I'm also true to the cause of African liberation via unification and utilizing the tool of healthy and effective communication. I do come representing a program of recovery, a revolutionary 12-step program that is called Racism Non-Anonymous. Why? Because racism in the life of this African descendant is not a secret. This I'm coming forward rather to speak with some SiStAR that I have begun to come to know in a social media outlet known as Facebook, to my Facebook group entitled All About Black Women, to the SiStAR who express concern for other women who, in their image and presentation of themselves to the world, pictures on Facebook where they may reveal some skin and skin in particular areas of the body, and in such a way as to attract the attention of men. This is something, one, I want to say, well, a couple of things. One, I work to practice what I preach and teach, and so, as I said, I do look towards, as a long-term goal, liberation via unification, utilizing healthy and effective communication. And because it's a program, also, I practice the program. Healthy and effective communication supports and almost demands that you have the opportunities to see and hear me at the same time when I share what it is I am interested and or intending to share with you. And so here I is, in all my glory, in all my African glory and beauty and woman, I come to you. So that's one. Yeah, the locks are in the front are babies, so they may be popping up and doing their thing at will. So anyway, second, I wanted again to share something I thought about today. I've been considering making this video and talking to you all more directly for the past few days, and today I said, okay, let me just go ahead and do it. I am, as you may note, partially am I partially nude, or are there parts of my body that is exposed to you and the world? And if it's to you, SiStAR here and All About Women, that means I'm also exposed to the brethren who are here, namely John, hey, Brother John Brenton, Negus Daywood, whomever you really are, and a male persona you present. At any rate, the men are able to see me as well. Now, on the topic of a woman's rights, ability, freedom, choice, desire even, to share her body and body parts with as many people who are interested in seeing it. I, for one, I'm beginning to have less and less of necessarily a problem with it. So one, let me say this, because this is another thing that made me sort of make the video. Now, I have work to share myself, my knowledge, my skills, gifts, and abilities with other African descendants in pursuit of the goal of liberation from the system of racism, being a cisgender who falls in the category of conscious-mindedness and who has studied academically, I don't know, and work in a profession, work professionally. There are things that I have to offer and to share and to teach even. And what I have studied and worked to teach and thus so on and so forth is really about understanding behaviors, understanding the mentality or the mental processes that go on, the thinking that's associated with particular behaviors, as well as active expression of the emotions and emotional states that's connected with those thoughts and behaviors. And part of that study certainly involved an understanding of systems influences in the lives of individual thoughts and behavior. So I've studied systems, and I understand systems, I understand groups, and group behavior, and group think, and group behavior. As I don't know if it's a result, but part of that process or what it means now is my knowledge of this particular system, the American system, as I more appropriately refer to it as a system. This system of racism, white supreme lunacy that we live in, this societal system, which has as its primary pillars religion, patriarchy, religion and patriarchy, the first two stakes in that upholds the system, and then the foundational layer is race-based. Okay? And understanding that system gives way for me to understand the particular thoughts about a woman, and in particular a woman of African descent, revealing parts of herself and her body to obtain and gain the ear or the eyes of men and or other women. Because when we go to the club or whatever, or even when you go to church on Sunday or whatever service or type thing you go to, when you go out to socialize at events where other women are, we dress in a certain way as to receive the favor, compliment of those women that we come in contact with. So it's not just men that we present ourselves for. For a woman, it's in the dress, it's in the clothes, it's in the style, and for the man, in part, it's the body. And I have considered, I've worked for several years now in this way, in this fashion, to connect with other conscious-minded community members and work to build this thing that we continue to talk about, wanting, needing, and so forth. I've worked to do that, and I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, maybe I might want to dress a certain way or reveal certain things to at least get the folks to say, oh, let me look at that. And they're looking, they may begin to listen and hear what I'm saying too. And I believe that when and if people really are able to sort of settle down and listen to what I'm saying and connect with me, truly connect, that you will benefit from what you hear, what I have to offer. You know, my body, my sensuality, my sexuality, and all of those things are a part of me. And listening to my sister-in-law Vagabond Sweeney, Mad Hatter Sweeney, Sweeney Mad Hatter, I have a different, you know, I have a different or deeper, does not respect anything per se, yet I believe that I will be able to look at a picture of a sistren without cringing, a picture that shows possibly skin or certain ways. Now, for me, there is some lines in the sand in terms of what I will do or will not do. I will not, excuse me, and there's a certain way that it will be done. There are dignified ways to express my sexuality. And I suspect that the original poster of that thread, that thread, Christine, was likely referring to some very undignified ways of expressing sexuality and sensuality via this social media outlet known as Facebook. You know, and so that's one piece. And at the same time, this time around, as I listened and looked at from the bigger picture of how we women honor all that we are, all that we have. That's just what it is when women, some women, pictures or images of themselves in ways that may be uncomfortable for other women who are not there with it in that way. They have their way of, you have your way of expressing your sexuality and your sensuality, and she has hers, and who am I to judge? Because that ultimately is kind of also where I'm at with it today. It's like, you know what? For real, given the conditions that African descendants are in today, given the acts and actions of the perpetrators of abuse and harm, is it really that important that sistren are out there on Facebook putting pictures or images of themselves in ways that reveal their sexuality? Who am I to judge? And what they do is their shit, and I'm okay with leaving people with their shit and allowing them to clean their shit up when they get tired of smelling it, or when it begins to smell uncomfortable for them, then they will clean it up. And so then I keep my fucking nose out of their shit and over here in my own shit. So ultimately, that is sort of the conclusion that I have come to related to this whole topic here in discussion. I see both, and as a systems, perspective, I see both sides, and there are other sides than what has been presented here. And, at the end of the day, given the condition, mental, emotional, and behavioral condition that we are in, yet, and of which some of that is reflected, yet the cause for the mental, emotional, and behavioral disturbance that we as a people seem to portray, the cause of that That's what I'm about focusing on, and how to attack and address that shit, as opposed to pointing out what is happening for other victims of this systemic abuse. And recognize that this systemic abuse is designed to strip the African of their rightful place. And in order to strip the African, you have to strip the woman, the African woman, as she is the goddess and the originators of this world and give birth to life. So of course you want to strip me, Mama Earth. And how about that is reflected in the images of what people put up? How about that? So, till next time, peace.
You want blame me for this?